Kislev has long been the dam which holds back the tide of chaos, preventing the demonic hordes from destroying the lands of men. In this task, they rely heavily upon the magic of the Ice Witches, the power of their bear cavalry, and the martial prowess of their elite Ice Guard, who are tasked with the personal defense of the royal family. In Warhammer 3, the Ice Guard are one of your top tier units, coming in two flavors. The first variant comes with swords, and the second is an anti-large version equipped with glaives. In today's video, we're going to look at how to get the best out of your Ice Guard, what skills, traits, technologies, and other things can buff them, and how to reduce their upkeep by an impressive amount. Normally, recruiting these units would break the budget, with the sword variant costing 287 gold per turn, and the glaives costing 312. However, this can be reduced a great deal when playing as Zarina and recruiting them to her army. The Ice Guard can also be buffed in a number of ways, increasing their missile damage, their melee attack, melee defense, and much more. So let's take a look at the upkeep reductions available to Kislev that will affect your Ice Guard. Zarina provides an impressive 50% reduction to the upkeep of Ice Guard units through her trait, Ice Queen. When you combine this with the blue line skills, which add a further 9% upkeep reduction from the Quartermaster skill at level 3, the 8% provided by the Renowned and Feared skill, then you can reach 67% reduction without too much trouble, reducing your upkeep for Ice Guard with swords from 287 to just 95, and the glaive variant from 312 to just 103. That alone makes recruiting Ice Guard into Zarina's army a winning strategy, but this discount can be pushed even further. In Kislev, there is a landmark called the Boca Palace, which has two levels at tiers 4 and 5. Building the first tier will give 7% upkeep reduction for your Ice Guard, faction-wide, while building the second will boost that to 15% upkeep reduction. That will take the upkeep of your Ice Guard in Zarina's army down to just 52 for the sword variant, and 56 for the anti-large glaive variant. But there is one further reduction you can get. When Zarina is wielding the Frostblade, you can get an additional 5% upkeep reduction for your Ice Guard, bringing us to a total of 87% upkeep reduction. That's truly impressive. That means that the standard Ice Guard in Zarina's army will cost just 37 gold per turn, while the glaive variant will cost just 4 gold more at 41 per turn. That's an insane reduction for one of the top tier units in the Kislev roster. But even though you can get them cheap with Zarina, are they actually any good? Well, let's take a look at the sword variant and see what boosts we can get. The standard Ice Guard with swords comes in with a leadership of 75, melee attack of 42, melee defense of 36, and a weapon strength of 32. We will take a look at their ranged capabilities a little later. Let's buff those melee attributes first. We will add Zarina's skill Indomitable Spirit, which will give us +6 to leadership and +8 to our melee defense. Then we will use the Best of the Court skill in the red line to increase our melee defense by another 6 at level 3. Getting your Ice Guard up to rank 7 is quite easy, and once you do, you will receive an additional 5 melee attack for your troubles. The final skill we will choose for Zarina is Shield of Ice to give our guards 8% ward save. This gives us a leadership of 81, a new melee attack of 47, with a melee defense of 50. Not bad for a unit that costs just 37 gold upkeep. Perhaps the real strength of the Ice Guard, though, comes in their ranged abilities, as much like Warhammer 2, ranged reigns supreme in most cases. So what are their basic range stats? They come with a range of 160, which unfortunately cannot be increased as far as I am aware, and a missile strength of 27. We can buff that missile strength in a number of ways. The red line skill, Best of the Court, can add up to 8% missile strength at level 3, while Skirmisher Traditions will increase the missile ammunition by 15%. For a further 10% to our ammo, we can research the Glacial Prism technology. But the real buffs to missile strength, and even melee attack, come when you recruit Ice Maidens into Zarina's army with the appropriate traits. The trait Ranger will give 7% missile strength to all units, while the trait Better Bows will add 10% solely for your Ice Guard. So 17% from just one hero if they can get those two traits when added to your army. And the beauty of these traits is they stack. Add 2 or 3 or even 4 Ice Maidens with these stats into your army and your missile strength is buffed to provide some serious damage. There are traits, as I said, that buff melee stats too. The Infantry Focus trait will provide 7% weapon strength to all infantry in the hero's army, and the Better Swords trait will give you +8 melee attack to your Ice Guard. Just like other traits, these will stack, giving your front line some serious damage potential. There are many other ways to buff your Ice Guard, increasing their missile resistance, their recruit rank, the experience gained per turn, and their recruitment cost. And then there are a host of situational buffs to melee stats too. So given these stats, what is the ideal army for Zarina? I'd say 1 Patriarch with the Discipline trait for +2 leadership and +2 melee attack is decent. Then add in 3 Ice Maidens with as many instances of the traits Better Bows, Better Swords, Ranger and Infantry Focused as you can get. Then I'd throw in 14 Ice Guard, probably a mix of sword and glaive variants to handle any situation, and finish it off with either an Ice Bear, a Little Grom, or another Patriarch depending on your playstyle. With just 2 Ice Maiden providing the Better Bows and Better Swords traits, we will gain +20% missile strength and +16 melee attack. When combined with the skills I mentioned previously, this will give us Ice Guard with swords that have a melee attack of 63 and a missile strength of 35. If you focus on getting the right traits, this can be pushed even further. This army composition is able to decimate late game demon armies, and the ogres are nothing but moving pincushions, often dying before they can reach your front line of anti-large Ice Guards with glaives. I'm sure there is more to improve with the Ice Guard, but this is what I've learned with my limited time with Kislev, a faction I must admit I wasn't too enthused by, but have actually really enjoyed. I'll look at Kislev again in a future video, concentrating on the Bear Cavalry and Tsar Boris. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or comment, and subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitch. This video was brought to you by my patrons, thanks to Hot Apple Pie and Solareth Magnetar. If you'd like to join them, then check out my Patreon, or soon you'll be able to become a member here on YouTube. I'm Grey Tiger, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.